I've been asked how I get my colors so vibrant, so here we go. What you're not going to see in a lot of videos is how to make the dye itself. What you want to do is you want to get on eBay and order a product called iDye Poly, and they will also send you a finisher solution with it that you do not want to use. Just go ahead and throw that away. Just use the dye itself. What you want to do with that is get probably like 16 ounces of water and put it on the stove. Bring it to a heat, not to a boil. You should just be able to touch the side of the pan and feel the heat, but you don't want it to burn you. If it starts steaming, you went too long. And while that's doing that, pour in your dye packet, stir it up real good, and when it gets to that heating point, just shut it off, and that's how you want to get your dye ready. Outside of that, you want to take some shaving cream, and you want to get a large bowl and just fill it up. That should be good enough. Now, you don't want this to be super thick, but you also don't want it to be really runny. So you want to add some water. There's no exact formula to it. You just want it to be able to drip off of your hand, but not so much that's runny. You still want it to be kind of thick. We'll start with that. You're going to get it, move it around real good. And if it feels like it got too runny, like you want it pretty much about like that. I'm going to take it a little bit more. You want it to be able to fall off of your hand in drops. You don't want it to just fall off of your hand. You don't want it that runny. You want it to plop. Sorry, I'm doing all this one-handed because I don't have a fancy camera. That should be a fairly good consistency. Oh, I'm going to rinse my hand off here. Alright, so that's good to go. What you want to do is get little cups for your dye. Get your shaving cream. Just spray some in there. That should be good. Now, what you don't want to do is put water in this. You just want to use the dye itself. And you want it to be about the same consistency of what you just did with the water, but do not use water. It will dull down your colors. That was my first mistake. Now I'm going to grab my dye. Sorry, I know this is poorly shot. Again, I'm doing it one-handed. I'm going to put some dye in here. Alright. I use my fingers and just move this around and get it going. Again, you don't want it real runny, but you don't want it too thick either. Now, if you feel like you overdid it with the runniness, you can always add more shaving cream, obviously. It'll thicken it up a little bit. That should be good. Again, I'm going to clean myself up. Yeah, it's probably going to make your hands, you know, dyed a little bit, but that only lasts a day or so. Where did I put my shaving cream? Did you see where I put it? Because I don't know where it's at. Aha! Alright, I'm going to do the same thing all over again. Might as well get both of these going here. shake up the dye. Jergens. For the Jergen lover in you. Same thing again. And I'm just going to come back to this. I'm just going to do the same thing with all this stuff and then I'll come back to it. Okay, so I got my dye set. I'm going to tell you that don't worry if your red looks pink and your blue looks baby blue and your purple looks light purple. I promise you when it gets on the disc it'll be nice and bold and vibrant in the color that you expected. What you want to do is take your shaving cream and just slop it all over a plate. You want to use a plate because we're going to put the disc down on it. Doesn't have to be pretty. You're going to fix it anyway. Alright, again, I'm going to clean myself up. Alright, this back over here. Now what you want to do is take that and make it nice and smooth. Some people use a ruler, but a card will work. It's fine, you just need something to spread that out, make it even. Just want to get it. Okay, that's good enough. It's probably easier to use a ruler for that, but I don't do it because I don't really care. Now what you want to do is get a medicine dropper. And you just lay your design pretty much. Now I'm not going to record this whole entire process because it's going to take forever. But basically all I'm doing is just squeezing the dye on here and I'll move it around and do all sorts of other stuff. That's all I'm doing. And we'll come back to it. Alright, so I got my design set. And yeah, it looks pretty dumb right now, but I'm going to do something to it. What I like to do, it gives me really cool effect, is I take some toothpicks and put them in the center. And don't dig into it, just lightly pull back because you don't want to unlevel your shaving cream here. I said don't pull into it, just lightly drag into it. And you don't have to do what I'm doing, do your own thing. I'd kind of prefer you did anyway so it doesn't look like my stuff, but this will add a cool effect to your disc. It'll look really pretty when it's done. Like I said, I'm not digging down into the shaving cream, I'm just slightly going over it. Alright.
Look, see, Dad? They let me.
Go this way.
See, Dad?
Sweet. Now what I'm going to do is take my D5, put it face down into the shaving cream. And just lightly push it down a little bit. There we go. Now I'm going to let this sit for like 8 to 10 hours. I usually let them sit for about 10 to 11 hours. That's how I get really vibrant color. But if you're really wanting really intricate lines, I've heard that leaving it sit that long will take away from your lines. But I don't really care about the lines. The way I do it, they still look sweet, and that's just it. You do it so it looks sweet. So that's on me. You do it how you want to. It's your thing. But that's pretty much it, and I'll show you the results when it's done.
Well, this is how it turned out. Looks pretty sweet. Be careful not to get any dye on your counter or anything, because it won't come off. And thanks for watching.